So I'm about to go live with this Arbitrary Friends podcast. What up, what up, what up, people? What's up? What's good? It is the Arbitrary Friends podcast with your host, DJ Babyface, Hakeem, aka DJ Quavo, and
What up, what
Killer.
up?
And today, our special Arbitrary Friend, our special guest, our guest host for today, Dr. TC.
Hello.
We're gonna let her introduce herself today and tell us something about yourself.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. TC or Tisha Cliche, better known as TC. I'm just here to spread the news, and I'm just ready to start the show.
All right. Yeah, that's a little something about herself. So she probably gave a very humble version of herself, but let me give a little description about Dr. TC. She's a musician, an actress. She ain't gonna say actress, but she done been in some films, some movies, promoter. And of course she's a physical therapist by trade. So our first topic, we got a few topics.
She's not a physical therapist.
Oh, she's not. I'm sorry. That was inaccurate. She does something medical. We're gonna leave it at that just in case for ambiguous. You find it. If you find it, not you don't. But
Nope.
we're gonna she's gonna be our professional for the day on our first topic, and we're gonna I'm gonna just talk about a few topics what we're talking about today, because we got it's really three topics. It's two topics, but actually we got a few different things to talk about today, and because a lot has been happening. You might have seen that we got the sip and stroke, we got the importance of me time. We're gonna let Dr. TC really go into that one. We're gonna talk about the baby, that's current events, the baby and Danny Lay's brother Brandon Bills getting into it at a bowling alley, and this was kind of building up, so we saw that come. We'll come back to that, and also boundaries. Mainly, that's what the sip and stroke, as well as there's a scenario going around online where husband and wife they're not quite seeing eye to eye, and it has some strong repercussions based off decisions being made. Okay, so with that being said, we're gonna start off with our first topic of the day: the importance of me time. All right, because a lot of people get stressed out. Become a little overbearing with our day-to-day efforts and just life and working, relationships, lack thereof relationships. Just frustration, family, and sometimes things can be overbearing dealing with a lot of people, a lot of things. So it's important to take some me time. So I'm gonna let Dr. TC start this off today. What do you feel about it? What's the best solutions for this type of situation?
Okay, when it comes to me time, it is 100% important. just a little background. I actually, of course, a doctor, but I have also a master's in positive psychology, so I'm very familiar with the art of self-care topic or and meditation. And so, one thing about health, it encompasses everything. Name it, whether it's physical, mental, sexual, spiritual. And also, the main thing is your personal health, that self-care that you need. And everyone, no matter if you're single, married, you have to be alone at some point in time. I know it's easier for a single person, but it's also very important for married couples. Granted, never been married. However, they're two single people that came together, but it's still important to have that me time, whether it's I'm going on this trip with my friends, or that's not necessarily me time, but just time away. But even a trip, if you was to go to me, for instance, if I went to South Carolina to visit my family, it's nothing against the other partner or anything. It's more so, hey, I was going over here to just to be alone, to be one with myself, come back restored. So me time is very important. I suggest everybody kind of seek what their me time is, whether it's being alone or going to, a movie by themselves, to a bar, not just literally legit just to get food and a drink or something. But
Like
it's
I'm
very
about,
important.
like I'm about to do,
Okay.
hit a bar.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, definitely understand that whole concept, and and it's funny because you see a lot of women doing girls trips and getting out on their own. You don't really see a lot of guys doing that. We might end up taking me time. Usually, we at the house doing me time if we can, but you don't see them in the fellas trips that often. A few guys do, and but I don't know. I guess I don't see it a lot, and it could be me in my circle. I know we don't travel like we used to or should, and but I've seen a good number of guys say they just don't get the time to get out and break away from their significant other or their kids. And I don't know, man. Do you get out a lot? Do you take some me time,
I mean,
killer?
uh, well, in my situation, being that I DJ, that's kind of a part of my me time where I can just get away and and I love music, so me DJing has been a release for me, referring to me time, and sports. I mean, sometimes my wife, she likes football, she likes basketball, but she don't like it all the time. So some Sundays I go upstairs in my little attic and I have a couple of hours of me time. Just watching my team win, lose, draw. And she's understanding of that, and the same thing with me. Like, if I understand that I can't always be around her and she can't always be around me, because at the end of the day we are both individuals who decide to be together for the rest of our lives, but we still are individuals, and I've seen a lot of relationships where maybe the man or the woman, and they're like, man, it feels like I can't do anything, like I always have to be with my significant other. And I think that's a recipe for disaster, because you got to give that person space, give them a chance to miss you, just to, because at the end of the day we all came in this world by ourselves, and we're going to leave this
Mhm.
world by ourselves. So there is some innate things in us that we would like to do by ourselves, and it doesn't mean that we don't want to be with you. It's just sometimes you just want to be by yourself, and in any relationship, that partner should respect that person's decision to be by themselves for a couple of hours a day, and not take offense to that, because I think building a relationship, I think you have to respect your partner's feelings on this, and I think going forward that'll help you guys go, be able to coexist in this world together for a long time going forward. Because I think with my grandparents, using them as an example, my grandfather was a farmer, so he was always out of the house, and then when he came back to the house, my grandmother always had her me time. He always had his me time, and then when he was feeling real good, him and his cousin they opened up a little juke joint, so he was able to get more me time. So I mean, and they've been together. I mean, they was God rest their souls, but they've been I say probably married maybe 60, maybe 70 years before.
Hey, but listen what you said. That man had to open the juke joint. Basically, he created the club to go to the club. So
I
that's a
mean,
little different, man.
and this is a small town in this is a small town in South Carolina, so they didn't have, clubs. I don't know if people are really familiar with Lynchburg, but we have one stoplight and it's flashing, a flashing stoplight. So,
Yeah.
he had to basically, if it's not there, you got to create it.
Let me read off a comment. DJ Prince Ice came in with a comment, and it's a good one too. He said, "What couples have to be careful about is making me time become time with others, because trips with friends,
Ah,
not totally
nice,
bad, are
nice,
not a me time because they can lead to
Mhm.
problematic things." And
nice,
I can
nice.
agree with that, and because while you're out with your friends, just because you might have good intentions, your friends may not always have good intentions,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
it could cause
yeah,
problems for everybody. And I mean, listen. I think everybody needs it. And my bad, y'all. I'm looking at this dog down at least underneath me. He wilding out right now. Killer, you all quiet over there, man. Like, for me time, for you, do you think? Well, matter of fact, let's talk about the problematic sides of things. That Killer, what do you think would be problematic on the me time thing? What's the cons of this situation? Because I can tell you one for me. I know she got mad when I said I need some space one time, and she took it like, "Oh, you need space? Why we need that space? I said I just need some me
you
time." I
used
was like,
the
"What
you,
that
you used the
mean? What you
wrong
mean?"
word there, guy. You
Yeah.
can't use
It don't
space.
Wrong
matter. I just need a
Space
little
is a
time for
space
quiet.
is a very negative thing to women. Space?
True.
Yeah, you
I
can't
ain't
Yeah.
use
meaning like I
space.
said. I just need. I said I just need a little time today. I ain't meaning like we need to take some space away. And this was a while ago when I said it because we was like spending every day together. I'm like, God, oh, it's a little overwhelming at the time. But it's all good. It's all good. So yeah, my bad. So Killer, back to what I asked you. Go to the pros and cons of me time in your opinion.
Yeah, let me before I get to that, let me just speak on it just as a general, as you, the rest of you guys did. For one, I think the me time conversation, I think it always starts with the women's perspective, but we oftentimes forget that men want and need me time as well. I think that gets overlooked a lot because women aren't typically used to hearing a man saying kind of like what you said. I need my space. Typically, we won't say that. We may just say, "Hey, I want to go catch the game with the fellas," or so forth. That's our way of saying I need some me time. And when I say me time, I want to catch the game with the fellas. That doesn't mean, hey, can I come along too? No, I really don't want you to come, but I can't, of course, I can't say
You
that.
can't say that. Yeah.
I can't say that, right? But
Well,
that's
you just
essentially
said
when I say I'm going to catch the game.
it.
But I think one of the real issues, how all this kind of really plays out, if you really think about it, most people they don't have a hobby, they don't have a side hustle or something outside of their day job.
Yeah.
Me, I think that's the real issue because for some reason, what's crazy is when you're single, you had hobbies. You had something you was passionate about outside of your day job. At some point in time, I don't know if it's just based on the stressors of life, work, family, kids, whatever, but at some point, a lot of people that lose a passion for something, a hobby they had. Sometimes people try to pick up a side hustle, a side business. Sometimes that doesn't work out. Then they're back to in that regular 9 to 5 grind with work, go home. So like I think that's a real big issue that people don't really talk about. People just don't have hobbies. I can go online right now and see a million comments literally of people saying a lot of times women, but men too, I'm bored. I'm bored. I don't know. I don't have anything to do. What
Yeah.
y'all doing tonight?
Yeah.
I don't have
Mhm.
no friends to talk to. That's everywhere. And
It's funny
so
you say that. I actually pulled up a list of hobbies for men and women, but I'm gonna let TC probably run the women. What you think a good because we can only
Hobbies.
speak from a man's
Balance.
perspective. Or like not even
Um,
just hobbies.
I kind of want to touch what Killer said. He made a very important point because how it's about communication. Because if you tell me I need some space, I need some, you know, I need to be by myself. Mentally, I think you trying to separate from me, right? Women, we have our me time, and that's the you point a good subject as well. I'm going off topic, but you talked about hobbies, so we're going to talk about that afterwards. But one thing, women tend to always have me time, and men do not tend to have that me time. That's whether getting our nails done or getting a pedicure or just hanging off doing our own thing. Women actually have those things, and in relationships, what happens is we get together and we just want to be together all the time. And we forget about the singleness of the person. Like I said earlier, it's about two people coming together, two individual people, and then you don't take that away, or you just keep it there and don't separate it when you need to separate to get that me time. And men need to start, or what, I prefer men, of course, to start getting some more me time in reference to a hobby. For instance, I used to be faithfully every Tuesday at the Atlanta Wind Symphony rehearsal. That was my hobby. Music is always my hobby. So it's best to kind of get that one thing that you like, because your me time should be something you like and not something you're doing just because I got to do it. All right. So that's what I took away from Killer somewhat. Akias, what did you say about the list?
I was saying, what are some good hobbies or just some self-care things that women can do, and even that, not I'm even ask a deeper one, anything that men can help. Like, let's say she feels like, let's say you dating somebody or you got somebody in your family that feel like they're not getting any me time. What can your significant other or just somebody can do to help them get that me time, or even or some ideas for women in particular, because like I said, we might not know, because I ain't think about a nail shop. I ain't never been, and I can look at the barber shop, but or somebody said space sounds like a breakup technique.
Yes, it sounds like a
Yeah,
breakup to women. So it's more so, like I say, communicating the correct words or terminology. Or
Yeah.
even if you say, hey, I need some space, like, no, not break up.
yeah.
Boom.
Right. You have
Just
to
to have some space,
stress
some
Give me
that.
a
time for
space,
Yeah.
yeah.
myself to be alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to eat some barbecue by myself. That's the space I'm
Yeah.
talking about. So
I
yeah,
bring you a plate back, but I just want to
I
just
appreciate
sit and eat by myself.
exactly. I'll be back. So with that being said, so like I said, some things, some ideas, for women in particular, to that y'all could do that you think would be good me time, something relaxing, decompression.
I think number one, everyone can use this, and that would be gym. If you
Mm,
hear a lot of gym rats, they always say, this is my place where I can go to release and, get time for myself. A lot of guys do that for the most part, because most of the guys stay in the gym all the time. So I think number one would be going to the gym, right? I think for women, it would be, if you're into getting your nails done every now and again, get your nails done. Me time do not have to be every week. So get your nails done. Go out to a bar, 6 o'clock right after you get off work, and just sit down and just get a nice drink. Don't have to be alcoholic, some food, and just sit down and just enjoy the atmosphere. Don't worry about the people around you, just enjoy the atmosphere. Simple things, go to a pole dancing class, something simple, a dance class, a Zumba class.
Pole dancing
I
class.
think that's more about hobby. If I say Zumba, it's more workout.
I'm just saying.
Something that you can enjoy, honestly.
so, all right. So we can come back to this topic, but that's going to lead us into our next one. We're going to talk about not exactly pole dancing, but it was a pole and there was some dancing going on at a sipping paint, sipping stroke. And because I can't even imagine if guys had a pole dancing class. There we go. Yeah, the sipping paint. this is what
A little housekeeping before you say that. If you're on Facebook, please go to YouTube so we can see your comments. If you're on Facebook, please go to YouTube so we can see your comments. Sorry. All right. Go ahead, baby.
I'm gonna read one of them because Prince I said this: when a woman hears a man say "me time," she thinking of he's unhappy or possibly cheating. So that is something, And somebody else said space sounds bad. So yeah, I definitely I'll clean up my terminology and yeah. So we definitely gonna work on that. But so there's a video this week. There was a video circulating on Twitter where basically at a sipping paint. And I don't know if y'all really know, but at a sipping paint show, sometimes the women have. Susan said she switched to YouTube. Welcome, Susan. Basically, ladies have been doing their own version of sipping paint, where they've been bringing in new models or male dancers. They're drawing stuff a little more on the risque side, and I have my opinion on it. I'm not surprised. So basically, I'm gonna just tell the story. And I'll go ahead and lead on this one. But I thought this was an interesting story because what happened was a dancer. We're not gonna show it, but a dancer was being videotaped.
Please don't show
You basically,
YouTube would shut
getting
us down.
service by a nice young lady that felt like the painting just wasn't enough.
You said getting
And,
service.
yeah, so they was wilding out, and I'm tell y'all a story. Y'all know I have DJ for the male dancers before, and I've seen something similar.
Yeah.
Which was surprising to me. That was a
I
one
have
and only.
too.
Only seen it one time only, and yeah, and a lot of ladies was going in on her saying she nasty, she ratchet, classless, But it's a good bit that was taken up for like that's what they expected to see. This it was going down. Now, here's my thing on this is my take on it, and I feel like I'm used to. I feel a different kind of way. Like do what you want to do, but I thought it's interesting because had this be the other way around, and this is at the regular strip club, boy, they would threw him out of there. You know what I'm saying? And but as a woman, she was able to have some fun and do what she do. But I felt like he probably encouraged it too, because that's not normal. You don't see that all the time. But like I said, we don't know. As a man, I wouldn't know that. I'm not DJing that kind of show. I have no desire to go to the show. And they brought up, that's part of our topic when we talk about boundaries, because most of the people were saying, she got to have some kind of respect for herself. She should, have a little, just do better. And then a lot of guys were saying, like, what if this your lady right now, and she getting videotaped, going to sipping paint, and I had a few mimosas, and yeah. I'm gonna leave it at that. So, I mean, any of y'all can chime in on this one.
Okay, question. Do you think she was the only one in there? She might
No,
have
I
been
mean, we know she ain't. You talking the only one that did that?
the only one that did that.
Hell no.
Honestly, what type? Okay, we have to elaborate on this sipping paint. What type of sipping paint this was, and the dynamics of the party.
Yep.
Because reason why I say that is because I'm not taking up for it, because honestly, both of them are nasty for doing that. If it's just a common sipping paint for women for, painting nudes. However, if it's a more not risque, but more provocative type party, then I can see multiple women doing it.
Yeah,
If it's like on purpose, like this has happened before and it's a normal thing at this type of event, then it's like it's normalized, and I can expect multiple women to have done that.
Well, I don't know how it's advertised, but it seems like it was a little more on the erotic side, because even the stuff we saw that people was drawing, there might have been like penis drawings out there too. So if you got that as your canvas, you can expect some things to go down. We don't know if it's been happening, but this seems like the first person that they actually videotaped and put on blast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think that she sipped a little bit too much. She did more sipping than painting, and he started feeling it. He came by and he didn't say no.
Exactly. Killer, you was about to say something.
Yeah, because well, apparently when I was looking up the video, I saw some people that were saying that that goes on quite often in the gay community, like a lot. So there must be some paint sipping suck that we don't know about, never heard of
It's
until
just a bit.
Uh, well,
apparently
we can't
comes
say it was that.
in.
It don't look like it was geared towards that though. It looked like it
But
was
no,
only
saying
for
is,
women.
though, it's that's been going on. So they, I'm assuming they probably have multiple of these exotic types for for women also. With the male dancer, we don't even know what was this a bridal party or we have no idea what
Yeah, the
group dynamic
context.
was. We don't know the group. There's so many unknowns, but just I mean, clearly, I don't think that was just some random guy that was in there with all those women. That was a dancer, man. So probably just living it up. That was their bridal shower or something. Who knows, man? But yeah, I definitely. I mean, of course, I think we all have a strong moral code, so we all, we wouldn't do it. We think it's tacky and tasteless, but hey, maybe they was all for it. I mean, it's just would the backlash be as bad if we knew the dynamic, the group dynamic of those women? Would the backlash be that bad if
Yeah, it wouldn't be that bad. If it like I said, if it's more provocative, it wouldn't be as bad. But because
yeah
I think it's just a normal erotic type sipping paint, it was the act. I'm not saying she's not classy or classless. I would say the act she did was
yeah
Was
all of the
classless.
above.
Yeah, yeah.
for
Yeah,
sure,
I mean,
yeah.
to each his own. I mean, we can't judge her.
not
I
at
mean,
all.
she felt a certain way and she reacted on that feeling. So, and we
And
at
he
the
was
end,
okay with it. He
right?
completely
I mean, most guys. I mean, well, I can't speak for
And
most
who
guys, but
and who put the video?
but I
That's
mean,
who took the video.
There's another
at the
lady
end
I
of the
think.
day, there were no kids in there. This was all adults. So we've
Yeah,
all. I mean, don't act like you've never seen that act done before. So
I blame the
we
person with the
can't.
camera.
Yeah, I mean,
I
yeah,
do
and
too.
and that's the problem.
That's
Yeah,
what.
people are so quick to record everything, and some things are just not meant to be recorded because you don't know that
Exactly.
she got family, she got kids. Imagine her kid is in high school and some crazy person pulls that up and shows her kid's whole class that. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Which
So
has also happened. Let me go into this before I'm gonna comment on what you said, but let me say this because somebody asked. Prince Ice was asking about where do we find it on YouTube. So we're on YouTube on the Arbitrary Friends podcast.
podcast, yeah,
So look at Susan said, you gotta stop pulling out these damn phones. Anyway, yeah, but another situation like you said about the kids, there's actually a lady that has an OnlyFans that the kids subscribe to. Uh, as I guess her son's school, the kids found out she had OnlyFans, and all the kids subscribed to the OnlyFans. And she laughed it off, but the dude was really taking it. The kid was taking it hard, So
dude, that's tough,
we
man.
don't know the
That's
long
a
term
real
effect.
Your
thing.
mama on
That's a real
OnlyFans
thing.
in
Yeah,
high
I can't
school?
imagine. Oh man, my school
It's
would
a
have
real
roasted
thing.
it, man. Like, yo, I got your mom's OnlyFans. What I'm saying? That's not a good thing, man. And
Yeah,
I couldn't imagine it. Shouts out to CTO Brighton, DJ Kid Tree on online on Instagram too. I'm trying to check in with everybody while you're here. Shouts out to Tequila. Uh, so yeah, and it's part of the balance. Like you got that respect for yourself, but at the same time, you're still grown, and no one would know if they didn't record it. So it could have kept going, but
Agreed.
however,
And I
it's a
mean, think
bad
about how many
look.
times think about how many times that happens at the beach though, and other places in a park. I mean, it's not on camera though. I
Yeah,
know when I
yeah.
was in high school, where we from, Keys, I used to see that, or DJ Babyface. I used to see that. Well, I ain't gonna say all the time, but I saw I would say probably about 5 times I've seen that, or am aware
you
of people that were in that situation.
you
It's
seen
just
what?
we didn't have camera phones.
Oh, we
Yeah,
didn't. That
yeah,
oh, so you were
yeah.
seeing something like act take place, but there was no camera phone at the time because I
Exactly.
Well, it didn't really
well,
exist then, too. You
Yeah,
got
that's
to
what I'm
think about
saying.
it like that.
we didn't
I'm
have the
glad
access.
I grew up when I grew up. But Susan said, "How the kids subscribe to OnlyFans?" Believe me, listen.
You
If
know,
you in
it's a
middle
real
school, high
thing.
school,
Just really quick. When I had an office in Stone Mountain off North Harrison, I had a patient. It's him and his grandmother, and they was having some issues. I can tell, and the grandmother tells me things. He tells me things. And I just kind of kept it separate. And the kid was not going to school, but he would come to the doctor's visits after school. And come to find out, fast forward talking, the kid lived with his grandmother and the father, and the mother lived in Marietta. And come to find out, he stopped going to school because of picking. His mother's on an escort site.
Oh wow.
And the kids found out. And he was like, stopped going to school because he was getting picked at. And he did not like it. And I was like, and the grandmother didn't understand why he wasn't. I'm like, it's a different ball game. You can't be doing stuff out here like these kids, for these kids. And the mother took him away.
so his
And she
mom
still
back
continued to do the
page.
same thing. And on the sites, I even looked up the sites.
So his mom was asking for 40 cherries.
She was.
The
She
40
really
cherries.
was.
Shout out to
What up,
Prince
Prince
Ice if you got
Ice?
on the YouTube. All right, that's what's up. Chastity was good. CTO Bridal and it was at Nisi was good. Which, yeah. So let's move on to that next topic, and I'm gonna read it off to
Yeah,
you.
black
So
black
yeah,
teachers.
this is still in the boundaries thing. So I'm see. Can you blow that up a little bit for me, DJ Quavo?
Let's see.
Yeah, there you go. For the second time, he's caught his wife riding on the back of a man's motorcycle, and this from Baller Alert too. Who's not a relative or friend he knows about. He told her the first time it was inappropriate, and he considered it cheating. She doesn't think she did anything wrong. She says she just likes to go for a ride from time to time. He has since filed for a divorce and moved out of their home. She believes he's overreacting and to a minor incident and should let it go. Is he wrong? And that listen, Susan called it out. I saw that picture. I was like, this gotta be Black Bike Week in Myrtle
That's
Beach.
Atlantic Beach.
You
That's from
already
Orlando.
know.
That looked like black. Yeah,
You
that's on the
already
strip.
know. We all
That's,
from South
that's,
Carolina. You
that's
already know
bike
that's
week.
bike
The
week.
Memorial
Every
Day
bit
On
of
the
weekend.
bike week.
strip. You know good and well she
Got
done
the
rode that
barricade
man
and
bike about at
everything.
least 5 hours. You know what I'm saying? And then I stopped at that Burger King over there by that park. Yeah, it's I'm gonna let y'all go in this one. You tell me what you think, cause I wait to
Okay.
comment on.
Well, I can start it off, I guess. Okay. Boundaries, right? If I tell you I'm uncomfortable with you riding another man's motorcycle, then I mean you have to respect my wishes if I'm your husband, right? So even though to you it's a minor thing, but men we look at that as being when a woman jumps on the back of a bike of a man and the man's riding, it's a power dynamic. He has a power over her. So even though she's not necessarily cheating at that point, that can lead to cheating. When you have fun with somebody that is the opposite sex, you can develop at some point. You can develop some feelings. It may not be on no love tip, but you can develop some feelings, and that leads to emotional cheating. That it leads to physical cheating. So if he's telling her, "Hey, I'm not a biker. I don't like riding bikes, but and she's saying, "Hey, I like riding bikes," and he's telling her, I'm not comfortable with that, then she has to understand that at the end of the day, my marriage comes before anything. And if this is upsetting my husband and my husband feels as though this is not appropriate, then she needs to figure out what is important to her and stop doing that. And if that's more important to her, then move on and tell me, hey, well, I like riding bikes. So if you don't like riding bikes, then we can't be together. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying that he's overreacting, he's basically saying, hey, I don't want you riding bikes with no other man. You know, you my wife. I feel as though that whatever we do, we should do together. And going forward, if you want to ride a bike with somebody, maybe ride a bike with me, but not ride a bike with another man because I think we feel as though that that's somewhat cheating. And I mean, and other people may not say that's cheating, but there's so many different types of cheating. It's emotional cheating. There's physical cheating. So it's just we feel as though that hey, if we're telling you that we're uncomfortable with this, then you have to respect me as a man and respect me as your husband to say, hey, this is something that I shouldn't be doing, right or wrong.
You're right. I see it as from a woman's perspective on that, she was disrespectful, period. I think the most thing you can give your husband or to a person is your respect. And as a wife, you're giving, or even a significant other, you're giving that man that much access to you. You shouldn't be on that man that closed legs gap open wide. You don't give that much access to another man, especially as a married woman.
Okay.
And then once he set that boundary of I don't want you, it's not no, oh, I like to ride. Well, honey, get on the carousel. It's the same thing. Don't do that. Respect him and his boundaries and not do that. Once you do that, it's a problem because women think more dramatically. If I saw the same thing and I see my husband keep riding these women, he's doing more.
Let me
And
ask you this. So let's
so,
say
mhm.
let's say you reverse it a little bit, and let's say it's a woman on her lunch break, and she let a male coworker ride in her car. Is that the same as this situation?
That's
Oh,
You
no,
different.
know,
not at all.
That's
Not at
different.
all.
That's different. Cause
what? But
if a girl
if
on the back of your bike, as us from Bike Week and Black College Reunion and all of that. If a girl's on the back of your bike, I mean, I don't know, but I think sometimes girls get off on riding the back of a guy's bike, and there's some chemistry there, and who
Mhm.
knows, man? Who
You think it's
knows?
because
It's
you think
possible.
it's
I've
because
been one of those people that's victim to that in Myrtle Beach, jumping on a bike, and it's the fun of it, just getting on the bike, but not necessarily I'm trying to create a connection because I know I got a picture out there on somebody's bike, but but I know for a fact I was not in that mind frame. It was like, oh, it's a bike, it's cool, let me jump on. But at the same token, I was not married or I was with somebody. But I was not married in the concept and nobody told me no.
yeah.
Gotcha.
At the same time, I can co-sign with that because I know I could tell you a story. I'm not going to tell all the situation, but I know a girl back in bike week days, and this you talk about a long time ago when this happened. But she pretty much jumped on the back of a guy's bike. Dude was crushing on her all week, and she been riding with him all day. And then but yet at the end of that night, she was laid up with me. So that just tell you it doesn't matter sometimes.
What the hell kind of story?
I'm just putting it out there. I mean, she rode the bike, but she rode
went for another ride that night, huh?
I'm just saying he was no threat. That's all I have to tell you. But
Yeah.
No,
yeah, I
okay, but
mean that
okay,
means she
okay,
might
all
not
right,
listen to the bike.
okay, but answer this question: would you let your wife just ride some random dude's bike? I mean, 9 times out of 10, your wife probably wouldn't ride no random dude's bike, but just she's saying, "Well, I like to ride bikes," and there's a little iffy there. You know what I'm saying? If y'all have a good, strong relationship, I don't think she would be riding no random dude's bike. You know what I'm saying? Just because
Thank you.
you like to ride bikes, that don't even make
I
no
mean,
kind of
Let
that
me
don't even make
let
no
me
sense to me.
let me, let me
I'd
ask you
rather
this.
even just
Let
get
let
her
me ask
own
y'all
bike
this.
than yeah, than saying because I don't want her. Some people gonna be like, "Oh, you let her ride." I mean, but yeah, I'm kind of putting the foot down there and be like, you don't need to be on this man back of his bike. But I get it where she might do like that exhilaration of riding a motorcycle or
Then
anything
you
like
go
that.
get you a
Let me,
motorcycle.
let me ask y'all a
Yeah.
question. So, what if what if the guy when he met her, she was riding somebody's bike? Would it be different now, or would it be the same?
It's still the
Um,
same. He said no.
I think.
Okay,
He got
I mean, to be. I think there's a lot of things once you get married that unfortunately you may not be able to do anymore. But just out of respect for your significant other. Period.
agreed.
Like going out, spending like going out, just going out and being out all types of hours. You know what I'm saying? Like coming home like 5 o'clock in the morning, come home at 6 o'clock in the morning. There's some things you just not going to be able to do. Period. You know, and if
yeah.
that stuff, I mean, just for the sake for the relationship, just for the sake out of the strength of I love that woman, and the strength of I love that man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
Right.
gonna have that person out there like that. You know, so
that.
I will say this though, like far as back to the whole just the bike riding thing in general. So I used to have an old coworker who apparently there's like she was doing it like every week. I think they was doing it at like a TGI Fridays on the east side or somewhere. It was like a big thing. All these bikers gather around. It was like
At
I think
Stonecrest, it was, yeah.
every week she was doing it, and we was having a conversation or whatever, and she was having some guy issues like left and right, and then so I just asked her one day. I said, I know you be going to these bike riding rallies every week. Do you think that may be a reason why you have some man issues here and there or whatever? And she's like, oh no, not at all, not at all. But so some women, they literally they're oblivious to it. They literally, I think she really was just doing it for the fun of it. She got excited
Mhm.
about it. I don't think she was doing it with ill will towards the dude she was with at the current time. She just liked, for lack of
Oh,
a
so
better
she had a
word,
dude. She had,
riding on the back of bikes.
so
she had a
so
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 boyfriend.
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So
she had
so
a
she wasn't
boyfriend, yeah,
single.
but you know,
Was she
but
riding
I
on
don't
the
know if
back of
he ever.
bike
I don't.
or was
The
she
thing
riding
is,
her
I don't know
own
if he
bike
ever
with
knew
the
she was.
meetup?
So, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Was she riding on the back of bikes or was she riding during meetups?
She was riding on the back of bikes.
See that? Yeah, that's a little. Yeah. Ugh. Mm.
They
Different
still together.
different guys, right? It's like she
Yeah, it
just
was different. Yeah, it was
love.
Yeah,
different. Different.
She just
that's a
love
little.
riding bikes.
On that week. Yeah, she was riding just different bikes. But the thing is, like in those settings, guys, they trying to holler, man. They're
Mhm.
literally using that bike as a you know
Yeah.
fishing rod, like reeling them in because they know
Right,
that that's attracting
right,
on women.
right,
But
right.
her, she was naive to it. She didn't realize what was going on. I was trying to be the OG, put her on a little game. She was a little younger than me, but she wasn't trying to hear me. So, like, all right,
Is
well,
are they
continue to
still
have these
together?
man issues that might be contributing to it. You know,
Are they still together?
of course not. No, she was having man issues. That's
He
what
said,
I'm
"Of
saying.
course
That
not."
was the only reason why I asked her about it because she kept coming to me saying, venting basically about all these problems she's having with men.
I
So that was
mean,
the only reason why
I
I
don't
asked.
think
Otherwise, I
I
would
don't.
have
I mean, for
asked.
me as a man, I don't want my wife on the back of nobody's bike. Period. And I don't want my girl on the back of nobody's bike. Period. So that's just me. But
That's no man
but
would say they want their wife
I
or
mean,
woman
but
on the back.
there
No,
may be
no,
some other guys that say it ain't no thing,
man.
and then they
I
and then
can't.
they
There's
and then
real,
they and then they upset when
no, man.
they
There's
body.
no man. There's no real man who would ever say, "Yeah, babe, you can ride any
I
bike you want."
mean, I
No,
mean, there's
I
guys
agree.
that there's guys that who are basically are not real with their unable to basically stress their real feelings to their significant other.
Mhm.
oh,
You
that's
know,
a that's a whole nother issue
that's
right there.
another topic
Yes,
altogether. Period. If
right,
you
yeah.
can't if you can't tell your significant other how you feel, then I don't know
Yeah.
where y'all going. You know.
And sometimes they just don't listen either. You know.
Yeah, but
So
you
that's
still have to stress, hey, I'm uncomfortable with this because trust and believe, she gonna tell you when she's uncomfortable about anything,
yeah.
Boundaries. That's
Boundaries.
respecting the
and
boundaries.
then you gonna have to figure some shit out. Trust and
What if
believe.
they not? What if they not
I like,
riding a bike, but they
I
go
like
to like
that.
a bike club party or something?
But that's why I like that he set the
I mean,
boundary.
trust is trust.
He gave her a
You should be
warning.
able to trust your lady to go out to any party at the end of the night because you go out to any party. We're
No, I don't want
DJs.
to.
We're DJs, so we know at the end of the day, our woman has to trust us to be around the other women, and we have to trust them to be around the men.
True, but most
She
women ain't
chose you,
hollering.
right? At the end of the day, she chose you, so you have to trust in that she chose you.
But I'm saying, like I said, most women not hollering at guys. Guys are hollering at women. So
Dude,
you can go out
okay,
and be
okay,
yourself,
but
but
okay,
you talk
but
about let's put this in another perspective. Let's say your lady, and we're gonna treat the bike club the same way. Let's say your lady goes to a Kappa party or a mega party after, like, y'all not even married. You
see you
girlfriend
talk about
boyfriend.
SC
It's
State. You talk
a
about SC
fraternity
State.
party. It's no, I'm talking about, no, I'm talking about as an alumni. Let's say as a grown alumni, you
Okay.
go to an alumni party and she go with her girls to a frat party, like an alumni party as an adult. All right, do you feel the same way? Is that a
Okay,
boundary
okay,
violation?
okay, okay. But TC probably can attest to this. She can go to the gas station and guys are gonna holler. Your wife can go to the gas station. Your wife can go down the street and dudes gonna holler. Period. They turn down more. You know what? Than than we turn down in
Yes.
one day that we probably turn down in our lifetime.
Of
So
course, of
so
course.
so you have to you have to trust and believe that she chose you. Am I wrong here?
I think
Maybe.
at this point, like
He
you
said
have to be
maybe.
mindful of boundaries and your insecurities.
Yeah.
Because you can go to these parties, this is fine now. If you always going to them every month and every other week, that's
Okay.
an issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
But just
Then
because
you're
you're
out searching.
insecure, that's something you need to communicate about and kind of help come together and fix that. But an insecurity is not necessarily a boundary.
Yeah.
And that's the difference.
And I
So
think kind of like what we was talking about earlier, where like once you get into a relationship, you got some things got to change, and then some people have a hard time doing that. Well, hey, well, you met me this way. I was partying 3 times a week. Now it's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
mm,
some people just can never get out of that
that
routine.
stage.
Yeah.
Oh, and they start taking offense to it when you try to, because they think you're changing them, but you're not really trying to change them. It's like, well, hey, let's
Grow up.
you know play some of
Yeah.
that time and do
But you
some
know
things.
what? I kind of like this is gonna be just me and only me. I like a little bit of a party girl, but I do it like growth as well because I
Yeah,
don't want to always be in the house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't mind right now. My wife is out partying, about to go party right now, and
mhm.
guess what? I'm probably gonna do the same. And we both still
but
gotta work. Well, I
but
gotta work.
Let me let me say this real
but
quick.
at the end of the day, sorry, Kim. But at the end of the day, that works for y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's-
It's different the dynamics in every relationship. You just got to be honest of what you want.
Y'all on the
Yeah.
same wavelength. Y'all on the same wavelength, so it's no issue. Y'all
Yeah.
have similar personalities, so it's similar interests. More
Yeah.
importantly, that was another thing that I didn't mention earlier when I was talking about the hobbies, interests as well. That goes hand in hand. But no, I mean it's one of those things where I mean I don't know. I kind of forgot where I was going. Go ahead, TC. I'm sorry, or whoever.
Just pass it.
What's the
No
question?
context or nothing. Just pass it on.
I lost my train of thought. That second, the brain cells, man. Um,
What was the
What
question? What topic we on? We still on the boundaries?
Well,
boundaries, yeah.
let's get away
Like
from
the
boundaries. We
opportunities
was
or
on
what?
boundaries.
Let's
We
finish
got
up.
one
Let's
good
finish
topic.
up.
We got one more topic to talk about, and I don't think
Okay.
we didn't touch on it yet, and that's the baby, right? With Danny Lay and
Yeah. Here it is right here. Okay.
And yeah, Brandon Bills. Yeah, so this is the hot topic from yesterday. This happened last night where they was having a. I don't have all the details on the bowling event, but it's a California event. Now, let's rewind. So, back in November, you had the baby, and Danny Lake got into it, and Danny Lake kind of what happened? She pretty much
He
he
basically put
called
her out. He
police.
basically put her
Yeah, he
out.
put her. Well, she didn't want to leave. Called the police on. The police had to put her out. Now he didn't put no hands on her, but there was an issue. This is baby mama. Now the brother got mad, Brandon Bills, and he was like, "Yo, that's some big shit." Excuse me French. And he said, "You don't come to Cali. If you come to Cali, I'm put hands on you. You gonna owe me a fair fade or a straight fade." And like I said, and this is what we talked about earlier. There ain't no fair fight. Ain't no. I say ain't no fair fight. He wanted to smoke. He got the smoke. They found him. He came to LA, and they caught him slipping. So it's
No,
no fair fight, in the
no.
streets. And
Didn't he pull up on them? I think he actually pulled up on them. I think he figured out
I
where they were.
I can't say where they pulled up on him, but they ran up. The video started with the baby coming for him wherever he was at in that boat. Now the baby saw him. He it looked like he was the aggressor. So him and his boy. So even if he wanted that 1-on-1, his security team or his entourage jumped in, got the best of him. Shout out to Floyd in the comments with the fam.
Well, I
Stay
think
better.
I think he should have. I think okay, all right. If somebody's coming to your hometown, I think you need to have your peoples come through.
He probably
Yeah.
ain't expected us to be there.
I mean,
You know what
no,
I mean?
you have to understand the baby has security. He has security and he has his boys. They're gonna do whatever they can to protect the bag. Meaning the baby's the bag, so they're gonna do everything they can to protect him, right? So
Yeah.
Mhm.
if he's coming to your hometown, all right, per se, if you got into it with somebody and somebody's coming to Columbia, you're gonna have a Columbia pull up, period, right? And
Yeah.
and I mean, I understand his energy, dudes. I mean, old girl's brother's energy because at the end of the day, I'm gonna do anything for my sister. So, but I have to understand that that's the guy that she chose, and 9 times out of 10, when it comes to domestic relationships, you can do whatever you can. You gonna want to fight your sister's boyfriend, but at the end of the day, she may go back with that dude. You know what I'm saying? So you've done all that. You've pushed all that energy out, all that negative energy, and then she at the end of the day goes back with this guy, and then you got to see this guy at Thanksgiving. You got to see this guy at Christmas. So I understand where he was coming from. He was like, "Yo, you disrespect my sister. When I see you, it's gonna be a problem."
Well,
But
it's
you
gonna be
have,
an awkward Mother's Day.
but you
It's gonna be
still have
awkward
to
Mother's
understand that this guy is a millionaire and he has the money to hire goons, personal goons. I'm not saying the other word because we're not gonna go negative here, but he has the power to hire people that don't really care about life. So you have to make sure that you don't. You have to make sure that you survive this encounter and say, "Hey, man, I didn't like the way that you treated my sister. Period."
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't like it, I don't like it. Let's have a conversation, but it didn't have to go to the violence. But the baby, at the end of the day, what I'm noticing about him is he's all about the cameras. He's all about the lights. You know what I'm saying? So they was able to figure out that dude was probably coming, and they made sure that they recorded because he's trying to show people that he's so called a killer, or so called of I'm the strongest rapper ever. But at the end of the day, there's always somebody else. Just because you think you the toughest guy, there's always somebody else. And I think he has to figure out. I mean, he's young. He has to figure out that I'm worth X amount of dollars, and I can't be fighting in the bowling alley over no. Have a conversation with dude. Y'all figure out. Y'all come to some amicable terms, and then y'all go from there. But
But
I just
see,
think he was a sucker for allowing them to jump him, or allowing them to stump him out like that. That was stupid. Like, dude gonna sue at the end of the day if he's smart. There's so much evidence that he can sue the baby and basically get a ton of money off of this whole incident where he should have just said, "Hey man, I don't want to fight you." His security is strong enough to grab that guy and get him out of the bowling alley. He didn't have to fight him. The baby threw the first punch. Why did he threw the first punch?
Mhm.
Well, you know why
I
he
have a
threw the first
question.
punch.
I have a question. So, just for clarification, this was an event that the baby was at, and the brother Brandon pulled up to it, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, cool. I just want to clear that up.
yeah.
Okay. One thing I see, or I'm gonna say about that, you run up, get done up. Like you should, if you was gonna run up on
So
somebody, you gotta come correct,
Either run up,
right?
get done up.
You know,
That
and
is so
so
SC.
exactly. And so that's how I saw it. Number one, you pull up on them and then you get beat up. Granted, I wouldn't mind. Granted, I don't want anybody fight. When you're in a position of power, money, status, you really have a reason to be more safe and be mindful of things you do. However, I would prefer a mutual combat. But like Kia said, sometimes it's not fair in street
Yeah,
fights.
yeah. Sometimes you just want a one-on-one, right? One-on-one, right?
Yeah,
listen.
exactly.
This the quote. This
And
is what he said. This is what he
mhm,
said. When you come to the West Coast, bro. This is I quote Brandon Bills. When you come to the West Coast, bro, which I know you be out here, you're gonna catch this one-on-one fade, bro. One-on-one to see
Okay,
what
but he
man.
wanted a one-on-one fade, right?
What like you said, street fight. And this is why I ain't got no problem. Like she said, run up, get done up. You ran up on one-on-one. That don't mean it's gonna always turn
He
out that
should have
way.
he should
Now
have brought
keep in mind,
half a Cali with him. He should have
listen,
brought
the
half a Cali
baby,
with him.
it wouldn't have mattered. Because he still
Oh,
would
you
have
should
been
have cut them braids because dude was dragging them by them braids the whole
Yeah.
time.
Bro, I would have
either
caught
way,
Pookie,
either
Ray
way,
Ray,
Braids.
either
Junebug. I
way.
would have caught
The
half of the family would have came
we don't
down
know
there.
what he got like that, but you don't, just like he said, you could call Callie, but the baby might have responded, and then either way, Danny Lay caught. She caught in the
But you,
middle of it, and the thing is, the baby he about that though. We don't know if he about that. To me, it seemed like he all talk. He
No,
thought
I
he,
mean, nah,
Danny
he
ain't a
killed the
big
guy,
dude.
so he ain't all talk. Give
Think
him
about
that.
it.
I
Now
would
look
say
at it
I
like
would
this,
say
dude.
this in regards to the Brandon and the baby. One, the baby was self defense. You know, somebody run up on me and my child, I'm gonna shoot them too. I stay
Right,
strapped.
right.
But
Exactly.
Oh
so it
wow,
doesn't
okay.
necessarily make you a killer. You know what I'm saying? But it can, clearly he's a killer technically.
But
But
see, this is my thing. I think he sized him up. He know the baby ain't a tall dude, man. He ain't a big guy. He
Yeah.
work out good, but he not a big dude. And he's like, well, I beat him. So
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
But this dude,
Okay, question. If it was just them two,
I
who you
still
think
think the baby.
who you think would have got that?
if it
I
was
think
just
off
them two, you know
aggression.
what happened when one person getting the better of the next one, they start pulling out that armor. You know how that go down. So I'm
Yeah.
actually kind of glad he got jumped because if it was 1-on-1, you know it's going to take that different angle.
If it wasn't in a public place, God forbid, it wasn't in a public place, who knows what would have happened? You
Yeah.
know?
And this may
So
not
now
be over
now
with either though. Dude
now
got
Thanksgiving
humiliated
gonna
on
be
camera.
awkward. Mother's Day gonna be hella awkward.
This might not be the end of this, man.
Nah,
All
nah,
fours
nah,
now.
nah, nah. The
Might
baby's
not be.
1 year. No, the baby's 1 year. His kids' 1 year birthday party is gonna be hella awkward. You know what I'm
and
saying?
that's the issue right there in itself about Brandon protecting his sister. You protect your sister when she is in danger, when she's in harm. But when it's dealing with that family dynamics, you cannot mess it up because he may sweet talk her, and next thing you know, they back in the
They
house together. They was
together.
on a trip.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's
I
something
think
you
they.
cannot. If there's a couple and they have a child together, don't get into that. I know you want to be tough. You protect your sister's heart. Say, hey, don't hurt my sister, keep it like that. But just threaten to fight and all this stuff, it makes no
Yeah.
sense because she can always try to get back together. That's your
Yeah.
niece's father. You cannot, say eventually it's going to be a pull with the niece, even though she's going to always side with daddy, she still love her uncle. You don't
Yeah.
want
It
to
just
get into something that you don't have to get into.
it's just so
Yeah.
tough though, because like first and foremost, as a man, you feel completely disrespected. That's your sister, but
Yeah.
then add gasoline to the fire, it's actually on video as well. So
Right.
then you got your boy saying, "Oh, you're gonna let old boy, throw fuck with your sister like that. So now you got all this animosity, just everything piling on from all angles. The social media aspect of it, everybody weighing in on everything, and so it's like, so now your manhood is questioned. Then you feel like you gotta play up to the crowd and stuff on both sides. It just, with the social media aspect of all this and everything on video now, it just blows everything out of proportion now. So
Because
people,
everybody's
people
recording.
always think they can't. So
Nobody.
you're not going to go to somebody. How we were saying at the beginning, like, just, hey man, let's just chop it up about this. Those days
Mm-hmm.
are over. As soon as a video was out,
It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
it's a
You
wrap.
remember? You remember back in the day? You remember
Oh,
back in the day? You remember back in the day? Soccer. I mean, South Carolina. On the school bus, you had some beef with somebody that was from. I mean, well, it's a little different from you guys from Columbia. I don't know if you guys rode the school bus, but I'm saying like the school bus, and you have guys from a different area, and y'all had beef, so y'all would fight on the school bus. Like y'all would fight like every day on the school bus, but at the end of the day, y'all was like, okay, y'all won the day. We we coming back the next day. You know what I'm saying? But
Nah, we ain't do
now, I mean,
that.
I guess it's a country thing. But now it's more of guys can't lose. Like guys can't lose no more. You know what I'm saying? Like
Pride
okay,
is
baddest man,
pride.
you won today. But trust and believe, next time we see y'all, we going back at it. You know what I'm saying? And that dynamic is gone now because everybody has cameras now. So nobody wants to take an ass cut. Nobody wants to lose anymore. And that's why guys are pulling out the guns. That's why guys are doing this. That's why guys are doing that. But many of days in high school, I've took ass cuttings. And, and
yeah.
and then the next day we administer ass cutting. So but nowadays nobody wants to take an ass cutting, and sometimes you have to take an ass cutting. Sometimes you're outnumbered, and you have to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? But you live just like old boy and Friday said. You live to fight another day. Now
Yeah.
nobody wants to live to fight another day. Everybody wants to.
Oh
If
no, people don't square up no more like they used
they
to.
don't square up no more.
It is a lot more jumping. It's definitely no more one on ones like you
It's
said.
no
Like you
more
said,
one on ones.
like you lose.
Everybody wants to win, and
Yeah,
for
I
him
think
to jump, oh boy, that was a sucker move. In
it
my
is,
opinion,
but we knew this how it was gonna play. That I just saw this coming. This is how it's gonna play out long time ago. Now, and I'm just gonna say I can call this right now. You can tell me if I'm wrong, but I bet in the next upcoming months, what's gonna happen next is like you said, old boy probably gonna sue. I don't even know if it's gonna sue, but it's gonna get legal.
yeah.
Young lady gonna probably if she's still. I don't even know if they still together, but I heard they were still together. But I think
Put them on the
she probably
papers.
gonna go.
She
Yeah,
gonna put
she
them
gonna
on
put
the
them on.
papers.
He gonna
Mm-hmm.
probably sue, like you said. And that baby who's at the really gonna suffer the most because they're gonna try to co-parent, but she gonna probably say he not fit to be a parent, so she gonna get full custody. And she probably right. You know what I'm saying? Who's to say? I don't know how he treat because he say he treat kids good, which we might
I
do.
mean,
He
he
not.
he might be the best daddy ever. Who knows?
Yeah,
But his issue is
his lifestyle is
his
reckless,
issue is
and
you still can't treat the mother of your child. You still can't treat her that way. Period. You slept that.
exactly.
So that's the
Mm-hmm.
issue. That's the issue.
Yeah, I mean, everybody don't get along with their baby mom. You know what I'm saying? And this is a key example. And ain't even that. This is a family. Like I said, this is a family feud, and it's coast to coast, from
Yeah, it's
Charlotte
coast to
to
coast.
L.A. And like
Trust
you
and
said,
believe. Trust and believe. Dude is not gonna take this line down.
That's
So
what I'm
he
saying.
gonna have to watch
Man,
himself. God
yeah.
forbid. God forbid. Hopefully they can figure out something so it doesn't have to resort to violence. But you already know he's gonna have to be
It was like
very very
humiliated
careful,
on camera. You already
very
know something.
very careful when he comes to California now. He's gonna have to be.
maybe we don't know that. Like I said, he could be all talk because some people be flexing just because he might act like he that in Cali, but he might not be that top.
But okay. His family gonna be like, hey man, you're not gonna let this ride, man. I
He
mean,
might have to.
I'm just playing
He
devil
might have to.
advocate. Trust and believe your family gonna be like, hey man, you look like a sucker right there. So we gonna get him. You know, and that's how people think. That's the mentality of a lot of younger folks. It's about the internet perspective of the situation. It's
Not
not
even
about
just yours,
reality.
bro. It's anybody who gets humiliated on camera for the world to see.
You gonna want
You
to do something. You gonna
would
want to do
probably
Yeah,
something
act the
about
same
that.
way too. You would probably act the
yeah,
same way too. You
Yeah.
got humiliated. The whole world saw it.
If you get stumped out in front of everybody and the whole world saw
Old
it,
man. I don't want to be that
yeah.
old man sounding like a hypocrite saying it's just the youngest because it's not.
Listen, just as long as
I
okay,
you
know.
don't
if
put them on a
I
t-shirt
know
like you
how I
did
would.
the last week.
I know how I would act off camera. But yeah, if I'm on camera getting my ass whooped, then yeah, I probably would feel. And then everybody ooh and ah and all that shit.
he said
Yeah,
ooh and ah,
that's just like it.
ooh, ooh.
I don't know
Yeah.
if I would, but I wouldn't doubt if I. I probably would though. Who
Yeah,
knows? Nobody wants to be as a man. Come on, bro. Your
Yeah.
manhood question, and you got humiliated. Come on, dog. That's
Pride
double.
issues, pride issues. I get it,
That's
but pride
pride.
issues.
Pride, that man. Exactly.
Yeah.
Somebody
And
just humble and bow down, or sue them, get a civil suit and get some coins, and that's it, and leave it
That's what he
alone.
should do. But
yeah, but at the end of the day, the internet, and I just got
man,
jumped and
that's
stumped,
flame.
and
That's flame on that fire,
I
man.
have to show improve, and a lot. I mean, but a lot of. I mean, you saying the difference between us, our generation, and their generation. Their generation is all about the internet. Our generation, you be like, you know what?
Of course.
That's my uncle. I mean,
Well,
that's my nephew's dad. I'm gonna just squash it because at the end of the day, they have the co-parent referring to this kid. But a lot of these younger kids, they like, man, we're not even worried about that dynamic. We're worried about I got jumped on the internet. And everybody knows I got jumped on the internet, so I want to do something. I have to make a mince for this particular situation, and hopefully, he's not that stupid to do something crazy, you know, to the
Yeah,
baby, So hopefully, cooler heads do will prevail, and they can figure out, hey, at the end of the day, my sister has a child with this guy. At the end, I'm gonna see this guy for the next whatever 20 years, 30 years. So
yeah. In my
we got to
opinion, I don't
figure
think
out.
nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah, we got to figure out something, but I don't know, man.
This is my prediction. I feel like if anything's gonna be the silver suit, I don't see he got. I feel like a lot of people online be flexing, and this is one of those situations where he called his bluff, and I don't think he's gonna pull up on the baby at no point because the
He
baby
just
ain't.
pulled up on him. What you talking about? I mean,
No,
he just
did
pulled
he
up
pull
on
up
him.
on me when he pulled up to that place? But I think at this point he ain't pulling up on the baby no more.
Okay,
So the
okay.
next time
For
I feel
him
like it's
to
gonna be
for him to go to a place where the baby was, and he understands that this guy has security, this guy has his crew. I don't
uh-huh.
know if he has one or two guys with him, but that means
They
that he
didn't do
don't
anything.
care. That means that he don't care. He didn't access
yeah,
that
straight dope.
situation. Like he didn't say, okay, well, did this guy gonna have security? This guy gonna have his boys? He like,
but
you
see,
know what? I'm pissed off. My sister's pissed off. I don't care. I'm coming. You know what I'm
but see,
saying?
this is what I think. This is what I think it is. You know how some like just how some of these rappers be like, oh, some of these rappers is not real. You know what I'm saying? I think this is a situation. This is a guy that's not a baby ain't afraid to fight people. He ain't
Not
afraid
at
to
all.
jump
He
people.
from
He ain't
Car-
afraid of that.
He from
He is
Carolina,
not.
so
Yeah, he's one of those
unfortunately,
people who is not afraid of confrontation, and
right?
that's the difference. There
Yeah,
are rappers. I can't name who, but we've heard stories of people who not really about their life
yeah,
that they be rapping about.
yeah,
But or people who trying to be in the rap game, they rap about one way, and they ain't never been on the street life, never been in no gang, and they don't got that entourage because it's a paid for entourage compared to somebody who do got dope boys in their squad and shooters in their squad. So he gonna have to take that risk. And if he bold and he want to take, he gonna take it. It's gonna play out. It's almost a similar way, unless he catch him slipping. And he better hope he catch him slipping because if he don't, then it's gonna fire back on him. And then or like I said, let's say nobody get hurt and he get caught shooting his gun because he probably ain't gonna do him himself. He probably get his boy to do it.
Well,
He
let's
ain't gonna do it.
yeah, let's don't say none of that negative energy here. Let's say
I'm not. All I'm saying, I just think it just played out like
yeah,
that
yeah.
internet
Hopefully,
stuff, and
hopefully,
it's gonna go legal anyway because the baby about to get in trouble for it. Let's
sending
start
some
off.
healing energy, like Charlemagne says, sending some healing energy to
It's too
both of
public
those
though. So
guys. Spirit fingers like healing energy to both of those guys because at the end of the day, we don't want to lose another rapper, and we don't want to lose no other guy over the like. That would be crazy
I don't want to. I
if
don't want
God
to never have.
forbid if he kills the baby and or the baby kills him, that child would be so messed up because my dad killed my uncle killed my dad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
And
let's
it was
just
Right.
played out on TV,
right,
which is
right.
even
But
better.
at the end of the day, there, we have to stop this internet narrative like the internet is the end all be all. We
Yeah.
we we can turn the internet off. You don't have to go on Instagram. You don't
Can,
have to go on Twitter.
can
You
you?
don't have to go on that.
Can you?
Yeah.
You
Well,
don't
I
have
Which
don't.
to. It's still
I don't
gonna
think
be
you
on there,
can.
but you don't have to go on there.
But you don't have to go on that. You don't have to let that dictate your life. You know what I'm saying? You can say,
As
okay,
a
I'm
22,
a
as
bigger
a
man.
at however old
but
the
but
baby,
but so
whoever
so
that
here's
guy
the
is,
difference with this
at
scenario
their
though.
age, I don't think they can turn it off, man.
Right.
That's the thing.
Right.
They
But
grew up
here's
with
the
that.
difference of this
That's their
scenario.
life.
Yeah.
That's all they
He
know is
can.
internet. They can't turn that shit off.
Yeah.
It's a
But
wrap.
here's the difference. This man could get the baby phone number and call him directly. The baby could get his phone number and call him
And and,
directly. They that
and have
close
a
of a
man to
situation.
man. Yeah.
Where
And
it no
have a
or
man to man.
escalate. It could be a man to man or it can escalate even more. So we don't know if there's a conversation behind the scenes that
But you know
escalated
what
more.
the thing is, man? All right, so how we're sounding, all right, so we're sounding like the mature grown men that we are, right? Do you think that they have that in their inner circle? Like those none
No.
of those guys that was on
The
that
baby don't
video,
have that. The baby don't
that's
have that.
I don't think neither
that's what
one
I'm
of them
saying.
have that.
So if you don't have the OG's perspective in your inner circle
Hmm.
on either
It's
side,
tough.
what you
It's
respect?
tough. It's
What
tough.
you
You can
respect,
have
man?
it though. If you're not listening, it don't even matter. A lot of people got the OGs out there. They still ain't gonna listen to it. There's a lot of people that
You
don't
gotta
listen
think
to
about it. The
they
baby is about 30 years old.
You definitely got to
With
listen.
that
Oh,
being
He's about
said, he gonna see himself as a grown, full-grown adult. The boys that he hang with are younger than him. I'm
oh.
pretty sure, probably 99% sure, all the guys that was with him are in their early to mid 20s.
that's the
yeah.
problem.
That's the
And the
problem.
issue with what it is Danny Lay need to step up and not post, but get in contact with him and get in contact with her brother and say, hey, bro, you got to chill out, period. Don't deal with it at all. Unless I'm in physical danger, which I doubt the baby going to put her in kind of physical harm or danger. I don't think he's going to do that.
And then her
It's
post,
up to
like you
her to
said,
do it
she
and to
called,
stop everything. But if she just
and she
posted on the internet, then it's an issue.
She called him
and she
lame.
sided with
She
her
said
brother
he.
on
She
it.
Yeah,
said he was lame.
but
Exactly.
That he got jumped and all that.
is
Yeah.
she still posting videos about it?
I mean,
She
I
Hmm.
mean,
posted,
she's commenting about it. She says, "Dude," she said they basically jumped her brother.
yeah,
No,
Yeah.
he
she
ran up,
taking the
he got
brother
done up.
side.
keep going then. It's gonna keep
He
going
ran
because
up. He got done up.
you feeding the
Yo,
internet
why somebody
minions.
texted me and say they love that run up get done up? It's like, yo, whoever said that run up get done up, yo, salute.
That's real. Why not get done up, boy? That's a real. That's the realest comment ever because
Run
it's the
up get
truth.
done up.
Complete
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
truth.
that's what he did. He got done up. He put himself in there. He got dragged by the hair.
But you know what?
You
I
gotta cut them
respect him from going into
like
the
that.
Lions
Hey,
Den for his family. I respect
Mm.
that. I respect that because that's so hard when you see, yo, he got goons and security, and you like, yo, I don't care.
yeah,
This is about my family. And he ran up into the Lions Den with like, yo, what's popping? You know what I'm
right.
saying? In front
No,
of
he wanted more
everybody.
followers on TikTok. He wanted more followers on Instagram and TikTok. That's all that was.
Oh, okay. So you saying it was clout? You think it was clout? You think it was more
It
clout
was
than
more
I
family?
so
think it was
clout
cloud
than
chasing.
anything because there was nothing going on between them in social media. Like their stuff died down back in like December.
Yeah,
Think
because it
Yeah.
about
happened in November.
Yeah,
Right.
it. So
yeah, but
he
he said it's on site when you come to LA though.
He did
Yeah,
say
it
that.
is.
yeah,
But
but you ain't even had to
that
show
was
up.
That was a
You
couple
really
months ago.
didn't.
You saying?
Everybody
Yeah,
forgot about it.
it
Now
was
it's
like
just on
November.
cloud.
It
It's
was
on
like before
cloud.
Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, it was
Sheesh.
before Thanksgiving.
That was
Okay,
heavy on his heart, ain't it?
Yeah, it's
that's
November
good.
14th. So
Yeah.
yeah, I guess November 15th when he said it because he said it right after.
Yeah.
But
But
no, I
everything
figured.
died down in December. No one talked about them. I guess it may be, on a flip side of it, on another side of it, like that, it may be just some clout to put baby out there. Somebody probably about to do a mixtape
Our
or
album
something.
coming soon.
Because
Yeah.
think about that, that was a full camera. That wasn't like a GoPro.
That was high
Yeah.
def. That was
Right.
high quality.
That was 4K camera or
He
something.
had a 4K camera. Susan says
That was a
that's
real
dumb. He
camera.
could have got. Susan says that's dumb. He could have got killed. You're right, but a lot of times when you trying to defend the honor of your family, you don't really care about that. You like yo, you know.
Yeah.
So, but he understood that we're in a public place. So 9 times out of 10, I don't think they're gonna be shooting like
Yeah.
that. So he understood that somebody was gonna probably break that up, but he wanted to rant. So I think it was benefit to both parties because so-called Brandon wanted to be the tough guy, and then so-called Baby wanted to be the tough guy because the cameras was rolling. So everybody wanted to be the tough guy when the turn
Camera.
when
But
when
the baby
when,
can't
when the red light on.
can he cannot not be the tough guy. So you know what I'm saying? Because he is
He
the
cannot be
That's his
the
star
tough
of
honor.
guy.
talent.
That's his honor.
He
He
That's his
cannot be
cannot
the
honor.
not.
sub
He
beat.
has
No,
to be the tough
he
guy.
can't be the
He
weak
can't back
guy.
down.
Yeah, he
You
can't back
can't be a
down.
gangster rapper or rapper that back down.
Yeah,
That's not
yeah,
that's bad for your brand,
Yeah,
bad
that's his
for your
moniker
image.
now.
yeah.
You know, he could have left. He could have left, and that it would have been a better situation. But I mean, like I said, but you never know. He might have been fed up. Dude been talking trash about him for a minute. He see him. He in LA. It's like
I
okay,
would respect. I would have respect him more if security would have. He was like, man, I ain't fighting you, man. Security, go grab dude. You know,
like
I would
Doctor
respect him
TC
more
say,
on
run
that
up,
level.
get done up. Ain't got nothing to
I
do with.
would,
I
but
ain't
you gotta
touching you.
understand. You gotta understand. You are a business, bruh. You gotta understand that it's bigger than you fighting in the club because
That's what I'm thinking
you
about
gonna lose
on the
money on
baby
that.
stuff. It's,
But
it's
That's
you're
what
this,
I'm
not
this,
the
saying.
no,
type of
he not.
person.
No, he not.
That's what I'm saying. That's where you have. Think about all the entertainers and athletes. What they always say, like when they was younger, they had people that didn't give a shit about me in my crowd. Then once they got older, they start now only got like 5 people, whatever.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
All like you mentioned earlier, it's the evolution, evolving,
yeah,
growing
yeah,
up.
yeah.
So they
Cause
But
they not really thinking
here's the
that
thing
way
about
right
that.
now. They just having fun, living life. They're not thinking about consequences when you that age. You don't
yeah,
think
But
about
think
that
about
shit.
this. Think
yeah.
about this. They older now. He's in the middle of his career, so he
He's
can afford to do
Tell
that.
you the mindset. Tell
This
you
is
the
almost
mindset of
like
that
this is.
age right now, the age group.
But he can take this and use it as more fire to his career, almost like Gucci going to jail. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's
yeah,
controversial.
yeah,
He can drop
yeah,
an album, like you said, next
yeah,
week, next or the month. And a matter of fact, if I was the baby, I'll film, make it like just like he did the other dude that got in the fight up in the mall where they punched dude. Whether I put the T-shirt of him on the ground with his hair, and I drop a video about busting his ass, and then he gonna go. I ain't gonna say he gonna go platinum, but he'll go stream, he'll sell like crazy.
Unfortunately, the kids love this drama.
Exactly. We
They
love it too.
they
This ain't
love this
nothing
drama.
new.
So
This is nothing
so so
new.
this is feeding into his narrative. It's feeding into his
Exactly,
narrative.
and that's my point. For
Yeah.
PR purposes, branding
This
purposes,
is what
him
this is
doing
what the
this,
baby
it works
loves.
for him.
Yeah, this is what the baby loves. So do this add on to his narrative. You
Exactly.
know?
It's
Meanwhile,
no
old boy
different.
gonna go
It's
back
no
into
different than
obscurity. You
Antonio
ain't gonna
Brown,
hardly
man,
ever hear
and what
from
he
him
was
again.
doing.
Yeah. But I mean
It's no. I see a lot of similarities with him and Antonio Brown.
they all about gimmicks, man. And
That's it.
the crazy thing is, I don't think he need.
The difference
I
is I
don't think
give
he needs
Dude
the
Gabe the benefit
gimmicks,
of the doubt because he's a lot younger.
but I don't think he actually needs the gimmicks to sell records. I think he produce. I think he actually puts out good music. He don't need the gimmicks.
We don't.
No, this is like
I
a
agree.
Kim Kardashian type of situation where you got TMZ out there. You do something wild, it keeps your name popping and relevant. You
But
need
eh,
that
but but
controversy sometimes.
but the music should sell itself, man.
It should, but that's not
Dude
how it
has
works.
come out
That's,
This,
that's
with
not
great.
reality no more, King. Nobody give
Yeah.
a fuck about quality and standards and morals.
I'm old, man. At the end of the day, I'm old.
well,
Old
I'm
school.
used to
Nobody
do.
cares about that shit no more, man.
yeah, go listen
I'm
to your
used to
poor
do.
righteous teachers and go to sleep.
All they
They don't
care
give a
about
fuck.
is
Right, right.
attention,
Nas, all the
addiction,
new
all that.
Nas album, all that. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a different
This is
generation,
the
man. This
ultimate
not
high.
this.
We all
I
know that.
love Nas, but this ain't his generation. You know what I'm saying? This is the baby, little baby. That kind of era. Duke Deuce, Moneybag Yo. This is what's hot right now. And the
Yeah.
thing is,
And it's about
it's
drama.
it's
It's
you
all
can
about
let's
drama.
let's say look. You can take it. I never want this to happen again, but let's think about when Tupac and Biggie was alive. They were still young. They was around the same age.
Yeah.
Like what
Exactly.
No,
Tupac
you
was
gotta think
25.
about it like
Tupac
this,
died at
though.
23.
You gotta think
25.
about it. You
23.
gotta think about it.
Or
They were
20,
young.
25,
Tupac was
25, 25.
extra young.
Yeah.
The
But they
baby,
would look at
Moneybag Yo, them, they're in their 30s.
yeah, but
Oh,
the
you're
aggression
right.
is
He's in
still
his 30s. You're right.
The
He's in his
baby's in his
30s.
30s.
Why?
This
That
ain't
nigga's in
no
his
20 something, 21, 22 year old kid
This
or a
guy's in his
young adult.
30s and
The
acting like
baby's in
this.
his 30s?
The baby is 30 years old.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
And he's still
oh
acting
wow.
like this?
He was like 22,
Exactly. So
23.
it's like it's a level
Okay.
of like, what are you doing this for? You at some point you should mature
Yeah.
just a little
I
bit
mean, you can
more.
say that
Yeah.
too, but
Early
you can't
20s.
tell people how
Okay,
to
I
feel
thought he was in his 30s. Wow.
because this is more closer to home right here. So you can't tell that man how to feel about the situation.
No, but he has
Yeah,
to
I think that's how you
understand.
feel, but it's how you react.
Yeah. He has to understand that he got more to lose. What happens if that guy pulls out a gun and kills him?
Because
He
he
has
just got out of
more to
trouble last
lose.
year.
He has more to lose than fighting a random guy in a damn bowling alley.
No, well,
Well,
hold on now. It was in his right to fight him
Nah,
because you run up on.
okay, but he swung first.
yeah,
Yeah, I agree with that one. But he should have
Like
waited
if
to do.
dude ran up on him and
Everyone
swung
got
and then he
everything to do.
juked and then came and then like stole him and then knocked him out. Then he well was in his right. Dude swung on me first, but why did you hit him first? Because the cameras were rolling per se, right?
Exactly.
I'm the tough killer hip hop guy, so somebody run up on me, I gotta dun them up. What you call it? Run up and get dun them
Run up
up.
the gun.
So
run up,
I
get
gotta
done.
dun them up. And instead of saying, "Hey man, at the end of the day, me and your sister have these issues, but that's between me and her." You know what I'm saying? I was wrong for disrespecting her, but we not gonna have all this stuff in the cameras, all this fighting in front of the club. We not gonna do that, bruh.
you're gonna get
So
stolen on saying that.
I mean, but if he gets stolen
So,
on, if he gets stolen
you
on,
already know, you already
then
know,
what
Face.
happens? But if he gets stolen on, then he's well within his right to goddamn whip that nigga ass. I mean, whip his ass. Sorry, Facebook. He's well. I mean,
Yeah,
YouTube.
YouTube. That's
He's
the
fair.
time.
He's well within his right to do whatever he does. After that, but if he tries to say, okay, we not gonna fight right now, bruh. We gonna have a conversation. But if dude stoles him and dude hits him in the face, then whatever happens after that, that's on dude. But if you swing first, that's whack to me because you have the advantage over all of that. You got your security, you got your fellas in here. Why swing first? To me that's all about the cameras. That's all about the internet. For him to swing first, you know what I'm saying? And that's the issue.
I'll be honest with you. I think it was a setup. I feel like it might have been made like that because that camera was there, that big
And
huge camera, and it was
they
there
knew he
every
was
step of the
coming.
way.
They knew he was coming, and
I
they
would,
made sure they had the best camera available. And you got the 4G, you got the 4K. All right,
right.
start
I
shooting
can see that going down like that because
because
but
it
here's
was
the
too
thing. If he
clear. The camera was too clear.
no,
Look at
it
this
wasn't all
picture right
clear.
here.
All of
Look
it
at
was clear.
look
Most
at
of
this
the
picture
camera
right here,
angles,
man.
the picture
It
good, but
wasn't
most of the
even
angles
that
It's
wasn't
camera.
relative.
clear.
It was the main camera that
That shit
followed
like
them.
that look like
There's a main camera that followed
ABC
them.
broadcast.
Yeah,
It's a
but it
main
was
camera that
already an
follows
event
them.
taking place
Oh,
though. It
oh,
was
that was
already an event,
okay.
so we got plenty of cameras in there that
Yeah,
could
but they
follow.
they kind of knew. I think they kind of knew dude was coming.
But even
Like a
but here's the
Netflix
thing. Even if
thumbnail or
you
some
know
shit.
he coming,
Yeah.
here's the thing. You can control the narrative by swinging first
Why?
instead of giving him time to call his people up because he there now. You like you
But
said he in Cali. Like you said, I ain't gonna give you time to call your Cali folks. I'm gonna bust your ass right now. You know
he
what I'm
got
saying?
security, man. This ain't
It don't
no.
matter. It
This
don't
ain't no
matter.
average dude, man. This dude is a millionaire. Trust and
It
believe.
don't matter.
He got
I don't believe.
security that's
I'm sorry.
holding. He got security that's holding, and push come to shove, they can legally kill somebody.
So
You
let's
know what I'm
say
saying?
he is connected in Cali. Let's say he is. The baby got his security. Let's say this dude gets there. He finds the baby. He's like, oh, he here.
Mhm.
I'm about to call my team up, my people. So now you got 20, 30 goons outside,
Yeah.
and you waited for him to call his people. Maybe he didn't wait. Maybe he said, "Oh, I'm about to call my folks." He said, "Okay, I'm gonna handle this now before they can even get here," and then we rolling out. And that might be what happened. That to me, that makes the most logical sense. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna wait for you to
Yeah.
call your team to come jump me or do whatever. We're gonna jump you right now, right? I'm gonna handle
That's
this
what
right here,
happened.
right now.
Yeah.
Whether he jumped or not, it don't matter.
Nah.
You
Starting.
caused this.
Nah.
You caused this situation. I didn't say this. You the one that said in November, if when you come to LA, I'm gonna see you is one on one. I don't care about one on one. Like I said, ain't no fair fight
Mhm.
in street
Okay.
fight.
Okay. Question. If the guy wasn't, I don't know what Danny Lay's. You know, I don't know her race. I don't know her ethnicity. She might be Puerto Rican or
Dominican.
Dominican. Okay. If Danny Ling was a sister and he was coming to California, the baby would have to really, really figure out how to move in California, period. Because
Mhm.
at the end of the day, we moved a little. I mean, dude came by himself, allegedly. Just looking at the video, he only had, I don't know who these dudes behind him, but if he was a brother, right? And he
Mhm.
and he was from the inner cities of California, right?
Mhm.
It would have been a totally different situation because they would have brought half of their neighborhood to see
Well,
him.
we
When
don't
the
know.
when the
That's what I'm
baby
saying. We
saw,
probably ain't giving no
but
time. He had
when
on the blue.
I
He got
understand
on the
that,
blue on
but
multiple videos. He wearing blue, like he
but
crippin' or something.
nah. When the baby saw dude and saw who he was with,
Mhm.
he had a battery in his back. And he's like, man, this dude ain't about nothing. But if dude was Pookie and he brought half of whatever his neighborhood with, I don't think the baby would have swung first. He would have been like, oh nah, man, we not doing this. Because it's a totally different thing if that guy was our color referring to Puerto Rican. Even though Puerto Rican probably get down like we get down, but there's a
Mhm.
totally different scenario if that guy was a fruit pie, Bompton Crip or Pyru or whatever, and he said we bringing half of the mob to see you, it would have been a little
I,
totally different situation, right or wrong.
I don't even
That's
think
why I
it's
think it
this.
might have been for clicks. It might have been a
Listen. I don't even
setup
think.
because
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
I said
I
I really,
think.
that's why I think. Oh, my bad. Sorry. Go kiss.
Oh, you a ladies
No,
first.
no,
My
no,
bad.
ladies first, yeah.
Okay,
Go ahead.
so that's one reason why I think one of the reasons why it could have been a setup. Like, why would you go there by yourself? And number two, if you was to go there to confront him and do all this stuff, why wouldn't you bring more people with you?
Right, because you know he
Just
gonna have his
naturally,
security.
Exactly.
naturally, because it was premeditated. You thought about it. You
Okay,
was
okay,
not sitting in the house that mad, like, ooh, he in California. I'm going now.
okay,
No,
okay,
you would have called somebody.
okay. All right. Well, question: do you think him and the baby were kind of in on this,
No,
and
That's what I
this is.
think.
and the baby paid him for this stunt?
I
I don't.
think that's what it was, and I would not be shocked when it's in
Oh
his next video.
wow,
Put
wow.
nothing
This is
past
what I think. I
celebrities.
don't think that's
That,
it.
but
I
that's my
think it.
opinion
But
on that because how it transpired, it just wasn't naturally how something like that occurs.
I mean, she got a point.
This is what I think.
Naturally, it
I
doesn't
think
occur like that.
she got a point. It's a good thought, good theory. I don't know, could be, but this is what I think. I think he went there to see if he was actually gonna show up. Cause he probably ain't believe he was coming. He might have heard that the baby was there or was gonna show
Mhm.
up there. He didn't know for sure. So he can't call his boys unless he knows for a fact that he's actually there. You know what I'm saying? Cause you're not gonna
You can
roll
make
up
a
deep to
phone call
somebody
like,
that
"Hey,
didn't
man,
show up.
yeah." Wow.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
mean, like, yeah,
Family sometimes
you
show up.
might can get
Sometimes,
you can round them up once you know he there,
yeah.
but just to say, hey, let's pull up to the spot, that's too out there. Because let's say he wasn't there, he called his people, and they say, nah, I recognize it. I see how this turning out with the atmosphere. So he probably want to wait to see they was in there, and I think he was trying to wait on them, and I think they saw him before he really could make his phone call to get
He
his
should have
folks
stayed in
up
the
there.
parking lot.
You supposed to
He
call
wouldn't
your
have
people.
known
You supposed to
he had
call
to get
your
in there
folks to
first.
the parking lot. They should
Right.
have been.
Not wait,
You
he
supposed to
probably
call
all
your
kind of
people
have.
like, "Hey, man, come out this such and such avenue
But
here."
this the problem with that. It was a lot of high profile people in there. It wasn't just
I don't
the
even know
baby.
how. Okay, but the question is, how did he
Where
get in there?
It's
That's the
public.
question.
It's a public event. It wasn't like it was a private event. It's a bowling alley. Anybody could come in
That
there.
was
Mm,
a packed bowling alley. That was a packed bowling alley.
yeah, that's it.
mm.
Like,
Yeah.
It seemed
And
like
let,
it was the baby's event at the
Yeah,
I
bowling
don't
alley.
know. I
That's the
don't know.
question.
I ain't look.
If a celebrity's in a bowling alley, 9 times out of 10, they rented out the whole bowling alley. You
But a
just
lot of
not in
times
there
it's
chilling.
multiple celebrities in one bowling alley. So like when there's an event with celebrities, it's multiple there. So most times, I mean, every time, once in a while, it's one and two, but a lot of times, when I seem like every time I'm going to somewhere and I see one, it's usually a few people kicking it with me.
Dude, in Atlanta going to a bowling alley, what happens? You have to reserve what? The the actual lanes. So
Lanes, yeah.
you telling me that the baby didn't come on, he bought that whole bowling alley out,
yeah,
man. He
he thought
knew
that he had
he
an
knew
event.
dude was coming, man. Come on.
right,
All of this,
Yeah.
I agree with TC. At the end of the day, this sounds
right.
like a publicity stunt. He probably got a mixtape coming. This sounds like a full,
Yeah, the reason why I said that, if you got to watch the whole entire video.
like he had
For
a
instance,
smile on his face.
I went to a celebrity bowl-a-thon, right? This was back in maybe October, something like that. And it was tickets. You had to get in. I got in free because I was with Camps Giving. And so they had a bunch of people in trying to get in. They had set up for like pictures and everything, like the balloon, not balloon, like the umbrella type thing that come with the pictures. They had that whole setup in there. When I look at the video, that same setup was inside. That was an event.
Yeah.
It wasn't just no, oh, we just want to bowl today.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
No, it's a
right,
big event.
right.
Definitely.
So the question is, how did he get in? That's the
He
question.
walked in. It's nothing but a thing. You just
No,
like
you got
anybody
to
walk
stand in
in.
line, get
No,
the
you got to
pictures,
be on the
all that stuff.
list. They got folks at the door. They got a lot of stuff.
They taking
Like,
IDs. You got to be
But
able
he
to see
right?
probably,
your name.
but he probably known in Cali though. He probably known in Cali.
No. If a celebrity
I'm sure.
rents out a event, if you're not on the list, you're not getting in.
But Danny Lay is very well known in
No,
Cali. I'm
Danny
sure.
Lay is very well known, but you don't
But
know.
that's it.
You
Not
did,
Brandon
That's your
Bills.
brother. But we don't know
you
how
just
he's seen.
met this dude. You don't know this dude.
But
If
we
you
not in
see him,
Cali. I'm not in Cali. You not in Cali. We don't know how big he is in Cali.
come
You know what
on,
I'm
man.
saying?
Come on, man. I barely know Danny Lay. Do you
I
do
mean, but
you,
you're not in
do you
Cali.
know her brother?
Oh,
You're not in
just
Cali though. So you know what I'm
He
saying?
talking
It's
about
just like
head up.
saying, it's like
I have no idea who the
you're
fuck
not
that is.
hearing E40
Other than
He's
popping up
a
in Atlanta. You know
he's
what I'm
an
saying?
arbitrary guy, man. He's arbitrary. At the end of the day, he's arbitrary.
He probably is arbitrary, but the fact is, you don't know what's popping out there ain't popping here in Atlanta. So
I
that's
mean,
the way.
you're right. We are 3,000 miles away, so we don't understand the dynamics of California. But
Yeah. With that
trust
being
and
said, we
believe.
don't
I don't know that guy, and you don't know that guy. The only reason you know that guy is because of what? This incident.
exact or the previous incident. And with that being said, we need to wrap this up. We want to thank Dr. TC
Thank
for
you,
Thank
coming on
you.
TC.
to
Thank you. I
bless.
enjoyed
Arbitrary
Thank
it.
Experience
you.
podcast.
Sure.
It's always a blessing to talk to Dr. TC. How can they reach you? How can the listeners
You can
and the
follow
viewers
me on
reach you?
social media. All my handles are Tisha Cliche, TESHIA CLASHEY, or just type in Dr. TC. You should pull up.
All right, you got it.
Cool,
All right.
cool.
If you're watching this, please like, share, subscribe on YouTube, Arbitrary Friends Podcast. And we're gonna come back with you. I appreciate it. That's my cousin right there, Eugene.
Shout out
We
to SC State. We all Bulldogs.
all these
Oh,
Bulldogs
sorry.
represent. Big ups to the military. Big ups to Francis Marion and the Florence and the PD area. All Lake City. Shouts out to y'all. Big ups to Murder Beach too as well,
Yeah,
and
shout
all
out
the
to the PD.
ATL.
Shout out to the Midlands.
Appreciate all the
Shout out to the
love.
upstate. Shout out
That's
to the great
down.
state of South Carolina. Yeah.
And
Shout out to
Bulldogs
Atlanta.
Atlanta, all zones 1 through 6 in Atlanta and surrounding area and Georgia. Let's go. It's Arbitrary Friends Podcast. We thank you.
Peace. Y'all be good.
Peace.
Peace.